It's your girl Tiffany, Madam Luscious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces High Priestess, aka the light that shines like a diamond, also known as your modern day nun, one whom isn't within a coven, a convent, or a covenant. I do thank you all for listening and for watching on tonight. If you would be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. This is going to be a general reading, but a specific reading about a particular person, guys, okay? So this is going to be a celebrity's death reading, okay? It is a general reading, okay? So same rules apply. Take the messages that apply, leave the ones that do not, okay? Remember that the things I'm going to speak on may apply to the past, the present, or the future. All information that is given to you through me by my spirit guides in all truth, honesty, and clarity, okay, but is allegedly, okay. So guys, with that being said, y'all please like, share, and subscribe if you do not mind. Tonight's reading is going to be for if I'm pronouncing it correctly, it's Anne. It's either Anne Heche or Anne Heche, but I believe it's Anne Heche, okay? This is she here, okay? So Anne Celeste Heche was an American actress known for her roles in a variety of genres in film, television, and theater, receiving numerous accolades, including a National Board of Review Award and multiple Emmy Awards as well. She was born May 25th of 1969 in Aurora, Ohio. She died August 11th of 2022 in Los Angeles, California. She has 2 children, okay, which I don't really think it's significant to say her children's name, but she has 2 children, and she has had one spouse of Coleman LaFoon, from 2001 through 2009, okay. So this is Anne Heche here. Okay, this is various different photographs of her throughout the years with longer hair, shorter hair. Okay, she did she did date Ellen DeGeneres between the years of 1997 to like 2000. They were together for like 3.5 years. Okay, so she dated Ellen DeGeneres from 1997 to like 2000, and then she married a Coleman LaFoon in 2001, okay. And I believe they were married for about 5 years, 5.5 years, something like that, okay. When I believe it was Coleman who filed for a divorce, at which time, okay. But Anne died this year, okay, on August 11th, excuse me, of 2022, guys, okay, in Los Angeles, California. So this is going to be a celebrity death reading for her, okay. Her name is being brought up a lot more, so I figured that I would look into this. I briefly seen some things about her that I found very, very suspicious around the time that the situation happened with her. Many of you all may recall when she passed away, it was just very suspicious, okay. They claimed that she had some erratic behavior earlier in the day. Then they showed her on a home's like Ring doorbell or surveillance camera. They show her going like 90 miles an hour, driving down the street, and then crashing into this house, which the car as well as the home engulfed in flames, which they claimed that, you know, she was in, you know, these flames and had burned alive and all these other kind of things, which was, I know, is a complete lie, because when they finally, first of all, it took the first responders supposedly 45 minutes to even get to her, which is totally bogus, because this is literally firefighters' job, okay? They have those big brawly suits. This is like what they do. They run into blazing fires and big buildings and all over the place, okay? They're literally trained to do this, yet it took them 45 minutes to get to a car, okay, and a house, okay? They have literally gone up. Do you know how many firefighters passed away going up into the Twin Towers when they were burning? Do you know how many fires that have taken place in big high-rise buildings and different things, okay? And these firefighters go in these buildings and these big homes, and they're just raging with fires, and they're literally trained to do this. This is their job, okay? Yet, supposedly, you know, this tragedy happened with Anne. It took them 45 minutes to get to her. They claimed that, you know, they showed up at 11:01, okay, 111, that day, a.m., okay? And it was like 11:50 before they got to her, okay? And it was just very suspicious, okay? Because I'm like, she's in a car. This car allegedly, supposedly ran into this house, okay? Why can't you get up there close? Where are you? Didn't see, you know, the fire hole, you know, the holes and them putting out the, you know, flames or anything. It was just really suspicious, okay? And then they finally come rolling out this stretcher with supposedly her dead body on it. But right before they get ready to put her inside this this truck, all of a sudden she sits up on the stretcher. She was not dead. So yeah, there's a lot with that, okay? And if you all did not notice, well, I'm going to break a lot of different things down to you, but I'm just going to tell you all straight up what my spirit guides told me. First of all, guys, if you all did not notice, there were no police officers there. There were no ambulance, first responders, technicians there. No police, no ambulance crew, okay? Only thing you seen there was a bunch of different fire trucks, okay? That's it. That's it, okay? And the supposed firemen, my spirit guide says that they are crisis actors. They were not real firemen. That's the reason why they did not know how to really firefight, okay? They literally wanted her to die in that blaze of fire, and just was there to act out a scene and pull out this dead body, and everybody played their role type of thing. They wanted her to be dead by the time they even got there, okay? If you notice, all of the supposed firefighters, you know those big old suits that, like, the firefighters, they have on regular clothes, okay? When they're just at work, they have nothing to do, they're just at work, okay? But when they're called to a fire, they put on these big suit type of things over their clothes that they have on. They're like really heavy. The pants things come up, they put on these boot things, the pants things come up, and they have like these suspender type of things that goes over them, and then it's the big coat thing that goes on, and then they got the helmet thing that goes on the head. And you know, when they're going into a blazing fire, they even have those face mask things on where they can be able to breathe properly, going, you know, when it's a whole lot of smoke and fire and all this other kind of stuff. This is how they are trained to fight fire. Y'all, none of those, look at the videos, none of those supposed firefighters out there had any of those suits on, guys. If you look at them, they literally look like little off-brand toy play firefighters, y'all. They look like every last one of them had on like black cargo looking pants, a yellow look like windbreaker type of jacket, like, okay? And they had on these little helmet, look like construction men helmet things. That's all they had on, y'all. They were total crisis actors, fucking firefighter type of guys, okay? Like, you didn't even see any real equipment that was used out there to firefight or anything, okay? When she set up on that stretcher, as they were getting the one firefighter came from around side of, I guess that was like either an ambulance or fire truck or whatever. But even with that, you didn't even see the ambulance technicians. It was another firefighter that was driving. The firefighters don't drive you know what I'm saying, they're not the EMT, okay? They're not the ambulance technicians, okay? He came and shoved her back to shove her, to lay her back down, and the other guy that was at the foot of the stretcher thing hurried up and pushed her inside of that ambulance truck. She was alive. My spirit guys tell me that they killed her after the fact. If you see her body, she didn't have any burns on her, scrapes, cuts, anything like that on her. My spirit guys told me that she was given a drug. She was shot up with some type of a drug that knocked her out. When she jumped up the way she did off that stretcher would be like if you were gasping for air all of a sudden. You ever seen somebody either go unconscious for some reason or drown, or like, and when they come back to or something like that, that person is like gasp for air? That's how it was when she set up like that on that stretcher. They had doped her up with something, but they thought what they gave her had killed her. Okay, until she jumped up the way she did. They literally had her covered up in that body bag or whatever, or like the full body covered up like she was dead. They wanted everybody to believe that she was dead. She set up like that, okay? That's the reason why they had to change up the story a little bit, because they know it was being aired live. Everybody's seen it. You understand what I'm saying? So they were like, oh, you know, she succumbed to her injuries. She ended up being in a coma for a few days. They killed her once she got in that ambulance, my spirit guy said. I literally see somebody with their hand around her throat, but they did something else to her once they got her inside that vehicle. They literally shoved that in. They murdered her. Okay? She did not die from that crash. She did not die from smoke inhalation. She did not die from any injury she sustained because of that crash or anything like that. And my spirit guys tell me she was not even driving. Okay? But we're going to get into all of that. I'm going to break this stuff down for y'all. Y'all, it's so much information. It's a trip, okay? It's a trip. She was definitely a target, though. She was being targeted. She was being followed. She was being watched. She was being stalked. She was being harassed, okay? There was a lot that was going on, okay, with this situation, okay, guys? So, the first cards I got out was Judgment and the Five of Wands were the first two cards that flipped right out right when I started shuffling, okay? The decision that was made on Anne's life, okay, somebody made a judgment, okay? This was like, this judgment is like a judgment, or someone being judged, a judgment being called, someone sounding the horns, blowing the horns here, okay? This judgment, this decision that was made to take Ellen, to take Anne out, okay? And that slipped out. It could have possibly been that person who made the judgment here, okay? But with the Five of Wands here, there was a lot of competition, okay? There was a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, a lot of spitefulness, a lot of hatred, a lot of envy, a lot of competition between Anne and a lot of other people. And these persons who were in competition with Anne, jealous, envious, intimidated by, spiteful, wanted revenge on her in some type of way, were the ones who made the judgment, who made the decision, okay, to do what they did to her, okay? Next, I got the Five of Coins, the Three of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the World. You see these two fives here. 5, 5 makes 10 here. Endings, completions here, okay? Anne had been abandoned. neglected, and left out in the cold. Financially and actually in more ways than one, okay? There was 3 people who came together and decided, 3 or more, but I know at the very least 3. 3 persons who came together, very hostile towards Anne, to the point where Anne felt defensive, felt like she needed to protect herself. She needed protection from these persons who were working against her, competing with her, causing conflict for her, okay? And these persons felt like a sacrifice needed to be made. Thus, they're the ones who caused for her life to come to an end, with this World card being here, which talks about a finalizing, a completion of a cycle, something coming to an end, which happened to be Anne's life. Okay? So this was Anne's death, matter of factly, from this first row here, lets you know this was no accident. This was staged, this was set up, this was done on purpose, this was plotted, planned, schemed, this was set up. Persons came together and matter of factly wanted to snuff out the life of Anne. Okay? A judgment, a particular judgment against her was made, and it was decided to end her life. These persons in competition, in conflict, in battle, spiteful, wanting revenge on her, that neglected and abandoned her, left her out in the cold, left her hanging with the lack thereof, are the very individuals that came together and decided to sacrifice her and bring her life to an end. Spirit said this is ultimate betrayal. Anne was betrayed. Multiple persons was disloyal to Anne. This betrayal, Spirit says, is what led to her death. This ultimate betrayal is what led to Anne's death. She was stabbed in the back time and time again by multiple different persons here. This ultimate betrayal led to her death. The devil is always in the details, isn't it? The devil speaks to a lot of different things. Evil things, wicked things, sinister things. Persons being sold out to the devil. Being changed to the devil. Shepherds for the devil. Being sellouts to the satanic powers that be. This talks about addictions, bad habits, toxicity, addictive patterns of behavior. One being a sellout. One being under contract. Have taken satanic oaths and different things, with this devil card being here. The 5 of Wands, Swords speaks to conflict. A lot of 5s here. 5 of Wands, 5 of Coins, 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords speaks to conflict, arguments, disagreements, fighting, fussing, cussing, misunderstandings going on. And we have Lovers here. So there was some type of, there were definitely a lot of fights, arguments, disagreements that was going on with Anne between, I feel like, past lovers. This could be current and past lovers that she was dealing with. She was dealing with a lot of hostility from a lot of different persons. This person had been neglected and isolated and was being targeted, stalked, followed, watched, haunted. This ultimate betrayal, this judgment and ultimate betrayal, which led to her death. Lovers. Lovers. Multiple persons that was involved with her death were lovers. My spirit guides did tell me allegedly both of her exes had a hand, allegedly, in the demise of Anne Heche. Okay? Now, Anne is an air sign. She's a Gemini. Okay? She also has an ex who is an air sign. Okay? We got an air sign here, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. We also have a earth sign here, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Both of these persons is somebody from Anne's past here, okay? You see the 6 hits here, the 6 of cups with the 6 of swords here? This Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and this Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo that Anne was previously in relationships with, she was trying to move on, move away from them, get away from them as fast as she can with that 6-6 here. See, the 6 of Cups talks about one reflecting on the past, something or someone from the past. The 6 of Swords talks about one moving on, moving to cover calmer waters, traveling, leaving, moving away. You know what I'm saying? With both of these back to back, it's like almost like she was running from something, traveling from something, trying to get away from something or someone. And it would be these two persons here. This air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and this earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Okay? Now check this out. Remember I told you that Anne was not driving? There was a fire sign person who was driving that vehicle that day. How do I know? They're right here. There's a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, who was driving that vehicle, chariot here. The chariot talks about transportation, talks about journeys, trips, traveling, movement. Okay? Whoever this fire sign is some type of messenger or deliver somebody some message, receive some type of messages from someone, but they were driving that vehicle. This person is the third person that's involved with Anne's demise, with these other two people, with this air sign and this earth sign here, okay? Because this fire sign, and my spirit guide says that this fire sign was the one that was driving, but there was also things that was done to that car that where it was being controlled remotely. Y'all need to understand how crazy it is. Go back and look at the videos. First of all, in a residential neighborhood, it's fast to be driving in a residential neighborhood 40, 50 miles per hour, okay? Especially when you're having to make, in a residential neighborhood, you got stop signs at every corner, and you're having to make frequent turns, okay? Till you get to like a main street, main roads where you can drive further distances, okay? Nobody would drive that fast in a residential neighborhood, okay? But that's like if somebody is just trying to hurry up, driving anywhere from 30 to 50 miles per hour, okay? This car was said to be going 90 miles per hour down the street when it slammed into that house and caught a fire in a residential neighborhood. Nobody in their right mind would be, not even in a hurry, would be driving 90. You can't even drive 90 on the nearest freeway, expressway, anywhere. Okay? Some places, most places, the freeway is 60, 65 in certain areas. If it's straight highway, like once you get out of town in between traveling places, it can get up to like 70, 75. Okay? But 90? Okay? But look, this fire sign is who was driving that vehicle here. Okay? Okay? There was some type of, this person received some type of messages or carried some type of message or was a messenger of some kind to someone here, okay? This person was, look, this person was in on this with these other people. Okay, this person was driving this vehicle. This was the person to make sure that this job got done. Okay, and I feel like once the wreck happened, the crash happened, this person got out of the vehicle and they messaged their partners in crime and told them, with the Five of Cups here, told them the job is done, the hit is finished. With this Five of Cups, which talks about sadness and loss here, okay? Because you got the Fool card here, which talks about one foolishly taking up and blindly taking a leap of faith to do something here, okay? The Three of Wands, this again speaks to these three people coming together, taking action, swiftly moving forward, doing something, okay? Having multiple different choices to choose from, okay? And was held hostage in some type of way. Somebody grabbed her. This person, this fire sign, they had this fire sign to grab her, get her. She may have been bound or gagged or tied, or she was drugged up with something. Okay? There was something that was done to her where she was drugged or something like that. Okay? And these persons, they lying, cheating, sneaking, creeping, con artist asses set this whole situation up. And made it seem like, oh, she was delusional. She was out of her mind. She was under the influence. She was driving erratically. Okay? She was, you know, dealing with extreme feelings and overwhelming emotions pertaining to something but bullshit. Okay? Because check this out. So nevertheless, this tower collapsed. You see the explosions, you see the fires and everything here. The tower talks about something happening suddenly, all of a sudden, out the blue, a tragedy, tragic situation, tragic news, tragic information, a sudden upheaval, a sudden shakeup, problems of any kind, murder, death, harm, destruction, illness, injuries, lies, deceptions, disruptions, chaos. It's a tragedy. With Anne here, the Queen of Swords. Okay, but you know there's another air sign involved here because this other air sign came out here. Okay, Anne knew the truth, knew clarity about something, spake truth, spake clarity about something. This is the reason why they had this tower here to happen here. Okay, she was either gonna, she knew the truth, the clarity about something, she was gonna speak the truth about something, or she had already. Anne had to went into hiding, into hermit mode. Hiding herself off from the world, from everybody, from everything and everyone. And she was having to lean on, have strength and courage and faith, okay? Standing her ground, fighting against her oppressors, okay? Overcoming conflicts here, okay? Taking risk and having patience, okay? In the situations that she was dealing with, because she was holding on to some very heavy secret information, secret knowledge with the high priestess here. She was enlightened to know, be in the know of some truths about some sick shit that they did not want to get out. She was hanging around and she was waiting to see what was going to happen, okay? But there was a whole lot of shit that was going on in secret and hiding behind her back, behind closed doors. But the information that she had was about secret shit, hidden shit that was going on behind closed doors. Shit that had been leaked out publicly, that had been made public knowledge here. And a lot of people was working hard, okay, to try to cover up this shit and try to cause her some type of heartache and heartbreak and pain, because she was speaking, being brutally honest about something. She was going to, with the justice card sitting here, I believe she was going to testify about something, speak on something in a court of law. Somebody wanted to shut her up. She was also the justice, with the justice card being here, I believe she was writing something where she, like a tell-all type of a book, where she was going to put all type of truths, okay? Whatever this was that she was working on was a project. She was going to get paid a lot of money here with the Nine of Coins and the Star here, okay? For bringing truth and clarity to a situation here. They wanted to shut her up. This is why this happened. Okay? This is why this happened. She knew too much. She hadn't seen too much. And she was going to be brutally honest about a situation, about what she knew. Okay? Now, My spirit guides tell me that the person who called judgment on her is a false person. This person is wearing a mask. They're not who they appear to be. They are fake, phony, fraudulent. They're untrue, lying, deceiving, manipulating, two-faced, backstabbing type of an individual. Okay? A liar, a cheater, a thief, a manipulator, a con artist. Okay? Type of an individual here. A shysty as individual here. Okay? With this competition being here, this jealousy, this envy, this hatred, this spitefulness, revengefulness, we have the family room here. There are persons who she considered family, who was in on this setup against her, my spirit guides are saying here, okay? With the 5 of coins being here, she was left out in the cold pertaining to some money. Somebody left her out, or pertaining to some type of money here, okay? And it was, I believe it was because of what she knew. Somebody could have also stolen some type of money from her as well here. But Anne knew something with this death. Look at this death card here. You see how this couple here, this child is being abducted here. Anne knew the inside scoop on some shit. And there's persons who's facing imprisonment on some kidnappings and abductions, deaths, murders, and different things of children. Okay? And Anne knew it. And Anne was going to be speaking about it. This comes out here on this 3 of Cups. This is the reason why this third party, these people came together to work against her, because she knew about the kidnappings and abductions. She knew about the deaths. She knew where the bodies is buried. Okay? Y'all remember that list of names that came out with all kinds of shit here? These persons. See, Anne knew about the trafficking, about the prostitution operations, okay? About the abductions here. This is the reason why they wanted to shut her up. This is the reason why they wanted to keep her from speaking, okay? This is the reason why they wanted to bring an end to her career. There was something that she was working on, where she was going to speak very frank and bring truth and clarity to all these things that she knew here. And they wanted to bring it to an end. I believe what she was working on as far as her occupation has something to do with this human trafficking, has something to do with this, with child imprisonment and abductions and kidnappings and different things like that, or what have you. Okay? And they wanted to silence her. They wanted to shut her up. They didn't want her to get that project off. Okay? To clarify the 10 of Swords, which speaks to ultimate betrayal and disloyalty, we got lovers here. I told you, there are multiple lovers of hers who are involved in this betrayal against her. Anne knew that she was a target. She knew that they was watching her. She knew that they were stalking her. She knew that they was harassing her. She knew that they was going to try to silence her. Anne knew that they were trying to kill her. She set an expectation waiting for him. Okay? She set an expectation. Look at her looking directly at these lovers here. She knew that they had betrayed her, that they would betray her and try to kill her. She knew. That's why the devil here, we got coffin here. She knew with her ties to the satanic powers that be, with her exes and their ties to the devil, that they were going to try to kill her here. Okay? This had her in concern. Persons was in concern about this. You see the 33 here? Persons were in concern about this. There was a lot of conflict that's been going on behind the scenes, behind closed doors, arguments, disagreements, misunderstandings, fights pertaining to this. Okay? And we have despair here. Her lovers even made it so she couldn't get any work. The satanic powers that be, you see that not hiring back there? They targeted her. They gang stalked her. They harassed her. They made it so that she couldn't get any work. Okay? Her writing this tell-all book was going to like revamp her career and different things like this. This had her in despair. She was going through a whole lot. The satanic powers that be, okay? And her devilish, sold out as ex-lovers, okay, was making her life a living hell just to keep her from speaking. Spirit say these false persons that worked against her was her enemies here, okay? They the enemies, her ops, opponents. They wasn't for her to begin with here. Okay? This competition with individuals in her family, okay, this stemmed from legal proceedings, divorce proceedings even, okay, and received some type of counseling or comfort or consolation here. She may have spake with lawyers or something like that after some type of loss or disappointment here, okay, which is why there was a lot of hostility and anger, okay, with individuals whom was like family to her, or she deemed as family. Nonetheless, these are false persons. Yet again, they're coming out as false, okay? Fake, phony, fraudulent, untrue as individuals who wear freaking masks. They're not who they appear to be. They're low down, they're dirty, shameful as individuals here. Somebody stole something from her, and they're also involved in the theft of human beings and trafficking. Yeah, spirits say because they're pleasure seekers. They do things for their own amusement, their own enjoyment, their own liking, their own ill will. These three people, okay, they're pleasure seekers. They into all kinds of freak, nasty, evil ass shit, spirit is saying. They do shit for their own ill wills, their own benefit, their own desires, their own liking, what make them feel good, what they want, what they wish for, what they desire. Okay? To clarify this Nine of Wands here with this journey here, well, we got servant here. A servant is someone who performs duties for money here. This also can speak to one being a slave. This also can speak to one being a prostitute here. This sitting here with which journey, this talks about human sex trafficking, prostitution. Okay? Anne knew about this. This is the reason why there was so much hostility towards her. This is the reason why Anne felt like she needed to protect herself. This is the reason why they decided to sacrifice her. Service. This is straight up prostitution. If service next to servant, next to pleasure seekers, come on, bruh. You figure it out. A service, this is somebody who is working for someone, helping someone, doing a job for someone, sitting here on occupation, sitting here on the world. This is why she was killed, y'all. She knew what they really required. One who, you know, what one is really forced to do to make it in the industry. Working for them, being prostituted, pimped out, passed around, trafficked, having to abduct and traffic others, the torture and various different things of traffic victims and all kinds of things. Anne knew this, and she was writing about this or working on a project, speaking about these things. This is why they put her to death. We got despair here. Anne knew that she had been betrayed. Anne knew that these people would be disloyal to her. All her past lovers was disloyal to her and betrayed her. This had her in despair. This had her in despair here. Because she knew at the end of the day, that this was all about money here. They would kill her for money. It had gotten to the point where she was worth more dead than alive. And they would take her out in a heartbeat. Who? The devil? With the coffin here, we got the Lord here. A Lord is somebody who is a supposed master or ruler or something. Somebody who is in power, in authority, in influence. Okay? Somebody who holds some type of structure or organization of something. Okay? This conflict with the Five of Swords here and concern, this conflict and concern is what caused her death. Plain and simple. Okay? It's what caused her death. To clarify, lovers with despair here. Well, what do you know? We got misfortune. Does that not look like a building, look like a house? It's in flames. Just like that day, don't it? This was staged. It was set up. This was staged. This was set up. You see this person look like they're being thrown from the building in some type of way. This is a firefighter here, okay? But they're standing outside of the building here. This lets you know they put no effort to go in and get her. They put forth no effort to go in and get her. They claim that the firefighter claimed that they found Anne not on the driver's side of the car, but they claimed they found her on the floor of the passenger side of the car. Anne was not even driving that car. Anne was not even in that car. I don't believe she was placed in that car after the fact. Anne had to been drugged up. I had to been placed in there. This is the reason why she had no bruises on her, no marks on her, no burns on her, or nothing. That whole scene was staged. Who's involved? There's an air sign that's involved. Well, we know that Anne is an air sign. She's a Gemini, but there's another air sign who is involved. Okay? There's a fire sign that is involved. Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. Air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. And there's an earth sign that is involved. Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. That fire sign was the one who was driving that car, not Anne. This air sign and this earth sign, I do believe, are her exes who was involved in this whole plot, okay? But this fire sign was the patsy that they used that was driving that vehicle. That went along with the setup, okay? Okay, guys, so, we got the devil here. Spirits say evil is as evil does, okay? Talking about individuals who are in wicked satanic cults, witch covens, devil worshippers, witches, warlocks. They play with demons. We're talking about the satanic powers that be, the elites, okay? They play with black magic, voodoo, secret society, sellouts here, okay? This sits here on the enemy, these false persons here, okay? These are the ones who call judgment on her, on this situation here, okay? With the moon card being here on consultation family room with the 5 of wands here, all this competition here, the moon talks about criminal activity, hidden things, decisions being made, one feeling overwhelmed or sad, and it speaks to darkness, sneaky, freaky, creepy shit, low down, dirty shit going behind the scenes, behind closed doors, behind one's back. This speaks to dilemmas, nighttime, the past, what's done in the dark, witchery, rituals, and secrets, okay? Secret shit, hidden shit being done behind the scenes, but criminal activity nonetheless. To clarify the 5 of coins, okay, with falseness and thief here, what we have here. Secret, hidden treasure island here. This has the Ace of Swords and the Moon card on here as well. I told you some type of truth or clarity came out about this secret hidden shit that goes on these islands here. About this human traffic, this human sex trafficking, okay? You see what type of freak nasty shit. You see the butt naked out here. You see what type of freak nasty shit goes on here. This talks about trafficking and shipping operations, okay? Monies and weapons of mass destruction, drugs, all kinds of shit, okay? That Anne knew about. That Anne was going to speak about. And they wanted to shut her up and keep her from doing so. To clarify the 3 of Cups with pleasure seekers, imprisonment, child. Okay? See, she know these folks, they're imprisoned children. These kids is underground, locked in cages on these secret islands and being trafficked and shit. She know all about this. Okay? So we have here, pick your poison. This talks about some of everything. sex, drugs, alcohol, money, partying, violence, porn, lying, stealing, killing, cheating, gambling. Okay? All kinds of shit going on that she know that these pleasure seekers are a part of. So to clarify, servant with the journey card, okay, and the 9 of Wands, okay, she was no longer being a good little servant, a good little slave for him. That's why they hate her. That's why they worked against her, set her up, targeted her, betrayed her, sabotaged her, was disloyal to her. And I told you they killed her for money also because somebody had the nerve to have an insurance policy out on her. Yeah. This is the reason why this tower collapsed here. This is the reason why they're sitting here on service occupation in the world. They wanted to bring her life, her job, her career, where she was working on, to an end. So they caused this tower to collapse. They caused this sudden upheaval, this sudden shakeup, this tragic news, this tragic information, this chaos, this tragedy suddenly. They called judgment on her life. They created this chaos. They created this problem and murdered her in cold blood to cause her death. But she didn't die in that crash. She didn't die in that fire. No. You can see for your own self, with your own naked eye, that she was still alive without a scar, a mark, a burn, or a bruise on her. While they rolled her out on the stretcher trying to play pretend with their crisis actors that she was dead, when she was not. Clarify 10 of Swords, despair with the Lovers card here. Okay, not today, Satan. They were doing a lot of spell work. Okay, somebody had did some type of death spell ritual over her. They plot this thing, they planned this thing, they set this thing up. Okay, this talks about witchcraft, root work, hexes, black magic, voodoo, hoodoo, curses, spells. Okay, all types of shit that they did to her to ultimately betray her. This is why she, in her last days, she was looking disheveled. She was looking anxious. She was looking scared. This is the reason why. To clarify death here with expectation and fortune here, like I told you, they had an insurance. They hated her. Worked against her, set her up, targeted her, betrayed her, sabotaged her, was disloyal to her, and they had an insurance policy on her of worth fortunes. How you the fuck you don't like some damn body, but you think you're supposed to make some money off of them? They wanted to kill her, and even Anne set an expectation knowing that they was going to betray her and they was going to kill her because Anne seen too much. Anne knew too much. 3 of Swords here, they had cost her a lot of heartache and heartbreak already here, okay? But these 3 swords go through this tape here, okay? This is a sex tape. Okay? And know about the sex tapes, the sex rings, the illegal surveillance, the porn, the hidden cameras, the snuff films, the sex trade. This is why they wanted her dead. Clarify the Devil, Coffin, and the Lord card here. She was under heavy surveillance here. She was being hacked, tracked, stalked, tapped. They was even trying to whack her. These celebrity whackers was trying to whack her. There were hidden cameras, spyware, harassment, illegal surveillance, technology, artificial intelligence being used. Okay, she was being targeted. She was being gang stalked. Okay, this 5 of Swords, this conflict and concern which caused her death, was because of this. This is the pizza card here. Okay. This talks about satanic ritual abuse, child sex rings, child abuse, underground sex trades, shippings, prostitutions, abductions, human trafficking, underage porn, children in cages, kidnappings. Huh? I ain't got to make it up. I didn't make this sticker. Ask yourself, who printed this out? Whoever made this damn sticker? When I ordered these damn stickers, I was just surprised as you to see this sticker in here. You see that slice of pizza? See, that's they symbolism. That's their code word, huh? I'm surprised they ain't got no hot dogs and some walnuts and some sundaes and special sauce and shit on here too. But maybe that's on another card here. But you see the wolves down here howling at the pizza here. And you see the snake wrapped around the things. I ain't make it up. I ain't make it up. That's what this stands for. Whoever made these stickers here that I ordered here, they know something too. They know what it do too. Yeah. So there was a lot of family issues as well that she was dealing with. Trauma, drama, lies, deceptions, no love. Okay? And they also had her under heavy mind control. Monarch programming, mind control, MK Ultra, brainwashing, government experimentation. Okay? She was enduring a lot, being subjected to a lot of abuses and different things as well by the satanic powers that be. This is what was going on with Anne. Okay? This is the reason why Anne was killed. Okay? Had her under heavy mind control. These lovers here, what lovers? We got well, multiple lovers card. This let me know that there's multiple lovers involved here, okay? Now, this is my the first lovers card is my LGBTQ community, multi-sexual lovers cards here, which means that this will be a lover that she had who was lesbian, gay, okay? Any one of the sexuals, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, whatever. But they're part of the LGBT community here, okay? So one of her ex-lovers is gay. And then we got another lovers card here. Now this is my bad romance, toxic lovers card here. This speaks to addictions, bad habits, wicked, evil, okay? A lot of fighting, violence, very sinister relationships, cheaters. Domestic abuse. She was in a relationship with somebody who was abusing her. Physically. Mentally, emotionally. This could be the relationship she was in with the man here. But hey, it could go either way. Could be the relationship she was in with the woman. But there was a lot of arguing, there's some domestic abuse, a lot of cheating, a lot of violence, a lot of fighting. Toxic lovers, bad romance. A wicked, evil, sinister bad romance, okay? And then I have on here also to death do them part. So I feel like this person here was somebody that she was married to, okay? But a lot of addictions and bad habits played a role in this, okay? Both of these lovers, as well as that other person, because it was 3 of them that came together that made a decision, along with the satanic powers that be. You know, them mugs is cowards that stay in hide. They stay behind the scenes. They just call shots from behind the scenes here. They the ones who came together to cause her death here, okay? The death card talks about a loss of life, endings, release, conclusions being made, okay? A relief, a death of something, transformations, change, okay? Okay? These satanic powers that be with the devil here, the Lord here, and coffin here, they threatened her life before this, okay? Before this happened, they threatened her life. They were trying to blackmail her into selling out. Now, of course, she had already been sold out because of the simple fact that, you know, the career that she had. But this was on another level. This was to get her sworn. If she had gotten to another contract with anybody else, that was going. It was going to be a death sentence for her anyway. They still would have sacrificed her, but they would have just got her in another sworn contract and prevented her from being able to speak. You understand me? This trying to blackmail her into selling out. This had to do with the sex ring, the prostitution ring. Okay, the cult, the coven, the secret society, the devil worship. Okay. Yeah. So to clarify this 5 of swords here, which talk about this conflict here that causes concern, which caused her death. We got partners in crime. I told you they came together in a scheme of teams to plot, to plan, the scheme to set up this staged ass event. to cause this deception here. They were partners in crime. They were partners in crime, and they all came together. This air sign, fire sign, earth sign came together to take her out. And they was doing heavy, heavy spell work. But you see that blood sacrifice right here? She was a blood sacrifice. There was rituals that was done around her death as well. A lot of dark arts practices as well. Black magic, voodoo, spells, curses, okay? A lot of evil, wicked, sinister ass shit. Root work, hexes, okay? From these witch covens, okay? Who are into this Satanism and the secret societies and shit. This is what's going on. Now, before I get into these extra messages, I seen this guy. I'm not really sure if this is who she's talking about, because at some point when I was working on this, and began to communicate with me, okay? Now, I seen the black guy, okay, at the wig shop, okay, who claimed that Anne came in there. Okay. Now this is around the time when allegations was made. Somebody came out and said that while she was there at that wig shop, she went there. That was her drug dealer. She went there to get some type of drugs. They later said that she had no drugs or alcohol in her system. Okay. When she passed away, or when she was pronounced dead, or what have you. You know, they could have doctored that, they could have fixed that, or what have you, okay? But these were the allegations allegedly that came out, you know, with that or whatever. I'm not going to say that that is for certain, okay? I would have to ask and clarify if that was what was going on exactly. But the only reason why I brung that up is because Anne ended up coming out and saying something to me, and I'm like, I'm wondering, is she talking about this man? Okay, because from what I seen, that man's, what he had to say, he said nothing but nice things about her. He said that she came in, she was very polite, she wanted a specific wig, it was red, it was at the top of the shelf. He said it hadn't been like trimmed or cut or, you know, curled or, you know, fixed up or nothing. She was like, it didn't matter, she wanted that one and she paid whatever. So he gave it to her, they had a nice little experience, she left, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Now, how the whole thing came in where he's supposed to be a dealer and this and that, and I don't even know, honey. But, you know, y'all know how people pop off at the mouth and say little stuff or whatever. It was also said that she ended up running into a storage unit. She was seen at some storage unit and ended up running into a storage unit. This was moments before she was seen flying down the street in that residential neighborhood right before that crash happened. But on all those accounts, you don't see her. Well, actually, the situation with the man at the wig shop, the only thing that bothers me is that I'm not sure if that happened that day. That could have happened any day. There's no timestamp on anything to say that that happened that day. I do actually believe that he had an account. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I found it hard to believe that when she went into this shop, they took pictures. They took a notice to stop and take pictures. Do you take pictures with all your customers? Okay? Or did you just take a picture with her because she happened to be a celebrity and you knew her of being a celebrity or something? Because you know, he got a picture with her and she's holding the you know, the mannequin head thing with the wig on it and everything. It was like it was staged to purposely be like, hi, I was here this day taking a picture with the black guy, getting a wig at the wig store. You know what I'm saying? It just seems staged to me. And I'm like, but there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with her spending her money the way she wants to, going to the wig shop if she wants to, buying what the hell she wants to. There's nothing wrong with her engaging with, you know, an African-American gentleman who runs this shop. Like, there's nothing wrong with any of that. It was just the fact that it was like, this situation happened, this tragic situation happened with her, and then all of a sudden it's like this man is hunted down and he just so happened to have a picture. Like, that didn't happen, because when she came in here it was like this, and look, check this picture out, and here we go, just me and her, she holding the wig. See, it just seemed so staged to me, and I'm like, I don't doubt that like that scenario happened. I'm just not sure that it happened on that day. You understand what I'm saying? And then the thing with the storage thing, she's not seen to be driving again. It's not, you don't see any timestamp anywhere to say that that happened on that day. You understand what I'm saying? It's like people was taking glimpses and bits and pieces of this, that, and the other where they may have had seen her on other days and piecing them together and making it seem like this was all the same day. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, but the reason why I brought up all of that, okay, the reason why I brought up all of that is because Anne ended up, when I went to go and check for extra messages, okay, because I done guess spilled y'all the tea and told y'all what happened, what went on, what happened, and everything. And end up coming out. I end up seeing some things. I'm like, what? And like, what? Okay, so it says somebody's talking a whole lot of shit. I'm like, okay, who talking shit? It says everybody around you have been compromised. So everybody around her had been compromised, but somebody has been talking a whole lot of shit about her or about the situation. Then I got African man. So this is either an African American man or he's actually African, okay? But he's brown skinned nonetheless. And I'm like, oh shit. So what's up? Then she said backstabbers, okay? This person, whoever it is that's talking a lot of shit about her, has stabbed her in the back. I'm not sure if she was a friend to this person, okay? Yeah, and then I got everybody ain't your friend, okay? And then we got here, they're working against you and try to set you up here. Okay, y'all? So let's look at this secret hidden message here. So we got rumors. Somebody, whoever this is talking a whole lot of shit, is spreading rumors about her. Okay? That may or may not be the man at the wig shop. Okay? Because from what I seen, he said nothing but nice things about her. As far as like, you know, diffusing, like, no, I don't sell no drugs. She didn't come in here to get no drugs from me. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. Okay? The secret hidden message is everybody around you have been compromised. She couldn't trust anybody. She was watching her back. There was a lot of deception around her, a lot of evil, a lot of wickedness around her. Okay? Clarify backstabbers. We got, they put a hit out on you to have you killed to cover their tracks. Okay, remember I told you she was killed to shut her up, to keep her from speaking out. She knew too much. She hadn't seen too much. To clarify, everybody ain't your friend here. Be careful who you trust. She entrusted somebody. There was somebody that she trusted that ended up being a part of this setup. Okay, and they talking a whole lot of shit here. They working against you and try to set you up. And look, don't go back to your past exes, family, friends. They were cut off for a reason, honey, baby, and they were all involved with stabbing her in the back and setting her, going along with this setup to sacrifice her. Okay, so she wanted that to be known. Okay, and that's just that on that. Okay, so we have satanic powers that be here. Okay, Spirit say evildoers in disguise. This was a staged event, Spirit says. Okay, a planned setup. Staged event, planned setup. Okay, they killed her for money. They took her out for money. Major windfall of finances, money, and resources. Okay, this is the reason why family went along with it. Okay. I got your family's using you for money as well as you are being used for money here, okay? That's all people care about these days, money. Somebody close to you is a warlock, male witch here, okay? Wicked, sinister cult leader. MK Ultra mind control. Remote neural monitoring was being used on her. Brainwashing tactics, neurolinguistic programming, intimidation tactics was being used on her by the government. Experimentation here, okay? Satanic ritual abuse she was being endured with, okay? Sexual abuse. This is what she had to endure. People spying on you, okay? All up in your business. This is what she was dealing with. All hell about to break loose. She was trying to get up out the United States before it was too late. What's done in the dark, okay? The things that was done in the dark was about to come out, okay? About this prostitution operation here. Sex ring. Okay? We got satanic sellouts here. The occult, secret society, sacred oaths, contracts, blood sacrifices here, okay? Don't lose yourself. Think all is well and become someone's sacrifice. And that's exactly what happened, okay? Someone close to you is not to be trusted, okay? They sacrificed her. Killing loved ones for money. Insurance fraud. What I tell you. Spirits say this was betrayal. Disloyal, manipulating, lying, bad juju, having, deceiving, two-faced, backstabbing, gossip, low-down, dirty, shameful-ass individuals was involved in killing Anne. Okay? Yeah. We got hurt by someone you thought you could trust. Okay? And then the kicker, I was done, y'all. I was so done with, like, everything. I was done. Okay? Baby. Then I got actor and secret spy. Anne was a freaking being used as a secret spy, y'all. And, baby, she knew a whole lot of tee-hee-hee, okay, about this prostitution operations and a whole lot of other shit, y'all. Like, seriously. P.I. snooping around. Secret spy, okay? I believe she's seen a lot of shit. She knew a lot of shit, okay? I also believe that somebody was secretly spying on her, okay? As well, leading up to these situations here, okay? But, yeah. There's a lot, okay? And at the bottom of the deck here, we got the ops that was around her were gaslighting her. They were full of trickery. They were targeting her. They were playing mind games with her. They were emotionally abusing her. They were full of nothing but lies, deception, manipulation. They were doing mind control on her, gang stalking her, okay? That was just a lot of shit that she was dealing with, okay? A lot of shit she was dealing with, guys, okay? So this is what happened as it relates to Anne Heche. I believe it's Heche or Heche. Okay. So we know we're talking about a celebrity here. Okay. She dealt with a lot of childhood trauma and drama as well. Okay. There was a narcissist around her that needed some help here. She dealt with a lot of heartache and pain as well. Spirit is saying. Spirit, you seen those cars flip over? I wouldn't even try. She went through satanic ritual abuse, sexual abuse, MK Ultra mind control as a child. Okay. She also had to deal with some type of, some type of cult leader around her as a child. She was being sleep deprived. She was dealing with burdens caused by others. Okay. Spirit say this was a crime of passion. She was dealing with some type of human experimentation being done on her as well. We got Mark of the Beast. Family secrets. Spirit is saying that they tell lies to the general public here. Anne's mother, this says here, your mother allowed you to be humanly experimented on because she made a deal with the devil here, okay? We also got addictions here, okay? So sex addictions, drugs addictions, alcohol, gambling, porn, addictions, toxicity, okay? Somebody had some type of problems with addictions. Okay. Okay. So, ooh, we got Prince Charming. Came with a ring and asked her hand in marriage, but he's a hitman who planned to kill her after she married him. Okay. Yeah. This person's a big bad bully. Okay. Allegedly. That's one of our exes that's involved here. We got manipulation. We have here, they tried to make you believe you were crazy when you wasn't. Somebody tried to make her believe that she was crazy, but when she wasn't, okay? She was trying to have caution and beware, but this was betrayal for the love of money, okay? There was a lot of voodoo that was being done on her. Spirit, what else is going on? She didn't want to deal with any more drama. She didn't want to deal with any more drama. Nobody really understood her. Okay? She was dealing with social engineering here as well. There was also a wealthy elite privilege, abuse of power. Well, we got order out of chaos here. Problem, reaction, solution. They set the whole thing up. She was chipped. Okay. Third party situations. She dealt with domestic violence. Somebody was beating on her. Of course, we know this made breaking news. Spirit, what else is going on with this situation? Somebody that she was with was not into her. Something happened swiftly, fast. Got sex addiction, alcoholism. She was tricked in some type of way. She wasn't getting any support, no support. There was some type of destruction that was caused. There was also some type of fraudulent marriage. We got somebody overdosed here. They caused her death could have been due to an overdose. They purposely overdosed her. Got fatal attraction here. Somebody was doing love spells on her. Spirit, what else is going on? Somebody was definitely playing with demons. There was also animal sacrifices that was going on. Spirit, what else is going on? What other messages do I need to share for Anne? What other messages do I need to share for Anne? She sustained some type of injury, okay? Lizard people, shapeshifters was definitely involved, okay? She had karmic lovers and friends. We have making a mistake you have to live with forever. Battles to the end. We got divorce here, so she was definitely dealing with some things because of her divorce. Human trafficking. Spirit, what else is going on as it relates to Anne? What else is going on as it relates to Anne? I just seen, what? Was her, what? Her ex-husband could have been questioning the paternity of their child. But we have here, and Mary says, you are the father. Okay? She had one child with her, that Coleman Laughlin. Okay, Spirit says that is your child. So get over it, Laughlin. Okay, if you were questioning the paternity of your child. We got family secrets here. CIA, FBI, government know what really happened. Spirit, what else? Let's see what other messages, guys. She was being stalked by someone. Yeah, Spirit say the entire family is in on it. The Illuminati was trying to initiate her, okay? There was a cover-up that went on with her death. There was some type of drug addiction with someone. There's a lot of wolves and snakes in sheep's clothing. There's a cult leader involved. Con artists involved. Sick Satanists involved. Mentally ill individuals involved. Family crime mob. She could have siblings that dislike her for no reason. Okay, we got lesbian here, so there's definitely an aspect to somebody that's a lesbian. Okay. We got satanic sellouts, fire energy, ops, stalkers, informants, low down and dirty, sellout, savage, con, deception, agent. She had to watch her surroundings. Whoever this fire sign that was around her was an op. Straight up. There's crooked government officials. Harm. Low down and dirty shame. Murder. Ultimate betrayal for wealth, power, status, and privilege. We got Earth's energy here. Okay. Competing, conflicts, fighting, fussing, cussing, arguments, hating, disagreements was going on leading up to her death. Yeah, what I tell you, Hollywood hackers, trackers, and whackers. Heavy burdens. Sex magic. Somebody snapped. She was dealing with modern day slavery. A lot of envy in the situation. Wicked witches. Evil is as evil does. But I tell you, crisis actors, bro. There was crisis actors on the scene of that fucking crime. That damn person y'all seen in those videos were actual real people. They were crisis actors. They looked fake. That shit was staged, bruh. The rabbit hole goes deep. She couldn't trust nobody. Okay, can't trust anybody. The sellouts was all around her. Her neighbors, her co-workers, lovers, partners, friends, strangers, family members. Revenge. Somebody wanted revenge on her. Devil worshippers. Okay, hypocrites. Black wicked witches, controlling narcissists. Okay. We got betrayal here. Playing in dark magic. Premeditated murder. Death. Yeah. Hired hitman. They was using intimidation tactics on her. She was dealing with sleepless nights leading up to her death. Spirit, what else is going on? Somebody is a deadbeat dad. Something was too risky. Somebody was trying to recruit her against her will. Satanic cults. There's a lot of gossip going around. A lot of illusions that was created. Spirits say these are soulless beings involved. There was a witch doctor they had working on her. Lying politicians. Blood sacrifice. Okay. Air energy. She was a blood sacrifice, bruh. She's air sign. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. There's also another air sign that's involved too, though. It's too risky. Something was too risky. There was a lot of lies and deceptions. A lot of lies and deceptions, okay? Government genocide. Your entire family is in on the setup. These clowns way too cocky. Invasion of privacy. Moon magic. Sibling rivalry. Setup going wrong. Toxic family members. Spirit, are there any other messages? Any other messages? Somebody is a serial killer. She was going to expose somebody who's a serial killer that's got multiple body counts. Multiple murders. Responsible for multiple murders, bruh. Spirit, are there any other messages I need to share for Anne? Yeah, this was a part of the agenda. She was a blood sacrifice, though. We got bisexual here, so she was bisexual. We got underground pizza. There was ops. Spirit say backroom deals was going on with this underground pizza situation here. Okay. The ops involved was been taking bribes. Okay. Spirit, what else is going on with this situation? Spirit say the higher ups is pulling the strings of all the puppets. Spirit say them folks ain't right. Very important person. The enemy big mad. Somebody's on the run. Somebody mean, surly, and hot-tempered. Spirit, are there any other messages? Okay, guys, so that's it. Let me just clarify some things for you all real quick, and we're going to wrap this reading up. Spirit, please give us clear and accurate messages for Anne Heche, I believe it is. Spirit, are the messages that I gave the collective true? Did I give the collective truth and clarity according to what the messages that you gave me? So that is a yes. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, was Anne Celeste Heche death a setup and blood sacrifice? Was Anne's death a setup and a blood sacrifice? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, was Anne Celeste Heche exes involved in her setup, the setup of her death? Did she have ex-lovers who were involved in the setup of her death? Did Anne have ex-lovers involved in the setup of her death? That is a yes. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, was Anne Celeste Heche driving the vehicle that crashed into the house? Was Anne Celeste Heche driving the vehicle that crashed into the house? That's a no. Spirit, was that fire sign Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo the person who was driving that vehicle and crashed into the house? Was it that fire sign Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo person who was driving the vehicle? You'll see it stop and go the opposite direction. That's a yes. That fire sign, a fire sign person was driving that vehicle. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, when that fire sign person crashed into that home, did they flee the scene of the crime? When that fire sign person crashed into the home, did they flee the scene of the crime, leave the vehicle and flee the scene of the crime, leaving Anne? When that fire sign person crashed into the home, did they flee the scene of the crime? Yes. Spirit, was Anne Celeste Heche in that vehicle at all when it crashed? Was she in the vehicle at all when the fire sign crashed the car into the house? Was Anne ever in that vehicle at all? No. Anne was not in that vehicle. That fire sign, that whole thing was staged. I believe whoever that fire sign person is got to be like a stuntman kind of guy. And it's interesting, y'all. If you look at this fire energy, you see how I got that fire? The fire energy, the fire sign person. That fire there. Spirit, was Anne Celeste Heche body placed in the passenger side of that car after the crash happened? Was Anne's body placed in that vehicle after the crash happened? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, was Anne Celeste Heche drugged? Had she been stuck with a needle and drugged with something that had her blacked out when she was placed in the vehicle? Was Anne drugged when she was placed in that vehicle after the crash? Yes. Spirit, when Anne's body, and that's the reason why it took, it took the crisis actor firefighters 45 minutes to go and get her. You have to understand, like, that was so fucking suspicious. Firefighters are literally trained to run in blazes. Okay? We have literally seen real firefighters like go into buildings that's like the entire building is engulfed in flames just to try to save animals, children, elderly, whoever is inside. This is their job. While you'll have half of them that'll go running inside, and then you have the other half of them who is like firefighting. They're desperately trying to put the flames out and different things like that. You understand? They did nothing. They showed a few damn crisis actors on top of the damn roof like they was doing something special, like standing up there singing Kumbaya, looking at the fucking smoke. You understand what I'm saying? But like no real effort was like put into, like, y'all, that shit was staged. That shit was staged. Like, what was I about to say, bruh? Okay, Spirit, when Anne Celeste Heche was put on the stretcher, was she alive? Was Anne Celeste Heche alive when she was put on the stretcher? That is a yes. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, when Anne Celeste Heche jumped up from out of the body bag on the stretcher, was it her awakening from the drugs she had been given? Was it her suddenly getting up from the drugs that she had been given? Spirit says yes. Spirit, on the day that this crash happened, did Anne Celeste Heche visit a wig shop to purchase a red wig? Did Anne Celeste Heche actually visit a wig shop to purchase a wig on that day? No. What did I tell you? That shit did not happen that day. Had she ever went in that wig shop before? Obviously so, because this man has a picture with her. But that shit did not happen on that day. He was a part of the setup. He was part of the stage. Spirit, did Anne crash into a storage unit on the day that she crashed, that the crash happened at the house? Did she crash into a storage unit that day? No, not at all. That shit did not happen on that day, y'all. Okay, let's see what else. What else? Okay. Spirit, was Anne Celeste Heche murdered once they got her inside of the ambulance? Was Anne murdered once they forced her inside of the ambulance? Was Anne Celeste Heche murdered when they forced her inside of the ambulance? Spirit says yes. They made you all to believe. They had to change the narrative. They were going to try to make it seem like that she died in the crash there, but when she jumped up and they was airing live and everybody seen her jump up on the stretcher, they made it seem like, oh, that was so weird. She jumped up, but she succumbed to her injuries and she's been in a coma for 3 days now. She wasn't in a fucking coma. They killed her. They forced her in that ambulance and then they murdered her. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, did they drug her? Did they give her, did they drug her with something to cause her death? Did they give her an overdose of a drug to cause her death in the ambulance? Yes. Mm-mm. Thank you, Spirit. Mm-mm. Spirit, was Anne Celeste Heche murdered to prevent her from writing her book? Was Anne Celeste Heche murdered to keep her from releasing her book? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, had Anne spake out, or was Anne going to speak truth and clarity pertaining to prostitution operations, human sex trafficking, and things? Was Anne going to speak about human sex trafficking of children, minors in cages, prostitution operations, sex trafficking? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, were people that were close to Anne Celeste Heche involved with those things? Did people who were close to Anne Celeste Heche involved with human sex trafficking, prostitution operations? Yes. Mm-hmm. This is the reason why they silenced her. This is the reason why they wanted her dead. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see. Let me think for a minute, guys, if there are any other things that y'all might want to know that I need to ask. Spirit did say she had multiple lovers who's involved in or ex-lovers who's involved in her was involved in her death, both gay and straight. So, you know, what's understood, you don't need to be discussed. Okay? So y'all would likely know who those persons were. Okay? I really kind of think this is totally irrelevant because it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that it doesn't change the fact that she was murdered, but I guess you all may want to know. Spirit, was Anne Heche on any type of drugs? Was Anne Heche willingly on any type of drugs? Did Anne Heche do any type of street drugs? Did Anne do any type of drugs, Spirit? It's okay, no shame. Just people want to know. It has nothing to do with the fact that she was murdered. It doesn't matter. Yes, she was. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. She did do some drugs, okay? Whatever those were. It has nothing to do with the fact that she was murdered in cold damn blood, okay? I don't care. Whatever drugs is, you know, what's being considered drugs to Spirit, whether she smoked marijuana from time to time or she, you know, got her a bump of 1 and 1, okay? Some cocaine, okay? From time to time. As much damn stress as she was under and shit that was going on around her, then hey, you know, look. Shit. You might need a bump too. That doesn't change the fact that she was murdered. Okay? Just period. As far as I am concerned, okay? Like, seriously. Okay, guys, so I'm trying to see up here and think if there's anything else. Let's do this. Spirit, please give me clear and accurate messages. Spirit, can you tell us, is one of the same persons who was involved in Anne Heche's death one of the same persons who was involved in Stephen Twitch death? Is there a person who was involved in Anne's death who was also involved in Twitch death? Yes. Enough said. I thank y'all for listening. I thank y'all for watching. If you would be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. For those of you who would like to contact me, you can do so at tip.diamond.36@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at shinebrightlikeadiamond36 with the underscore between each word. And for any person who would like to donate to the channel, it is greatly, greatly appreciated. You can do so through CASHAPP, which is $tipdiamond36, or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/@36diamond. As always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies, honey. Remember, this is a wicked, wicked world that we live in. There's wickedness in high places, and there's evil that is lurking around each and every corner, even in a neighborhood near you. So y'all watch your surroundings. Watch the company you keep. Watch surroundings and the company in which your children are in as well. And considering the fact that you never know when someone may betray you, backstab you, try to hurt you, or harm you, honey, keep you some protection on you. Y'all stay awake, stay aware, stay vigilant, and stay prepared, because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God.